Off your mind is okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun awamo.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite everyone on your own timeline and tell them that Maiyegun is here. We have a lot to share tonight as well. Indeed, share the broadcast.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀.
The obedience are currently parrying, raging, especially when Kwankwaso came out to, well, a lot of things, by the way, but to make a statement that is so condescending to the spirit of the obedience. Mind you, this is now creating a ruckus that we would love to share together today.
And yes, we like you. lórí YouTube. And yes, we like you.
Let's start with is Nigeria one? Your answer will determine how you are going to take this conversation tonight. Is Nigeria one? Yes. No. Yes. Why? No. Why? I'll give you my own answer, which is no. And why? Because there was never a time that the people who currently occupy the space called Nigeria today came together under any common agreement to say, yes, we want to be together as a country. This has created a lot of bad blood, hatred, divisions that when people begin to explain why they cannot tolerate one another, you understand why Nigeria is poor, Nigeria is backward, and the people who are currently the Nigerians have to deal with this unfortunate existence. I mean, I don't know how long we're going to lie to ourselves, but every now and then, we always have the opportunity of reflecting on our situation. And sometimes we do tell ourselves the truth. But most of the time, we just discard the truth, create our own reality, something that gives us a bit of a safe place, or something that we can say, a reality, an alternative reality that kind of take us away from the doom that Nigeria represents, a divided place that if it is not officially broken down, we are just doomed for life. You can dream on, but Kwankwaso said something today or yesterday, something that now triggered the same chord, what they call it, the boundary that they said don't cross, the fire line. He said, listen, no matter your enthusiasm, optimism for your new Nigeria in your dream through Peter Obi, there are some certain things that you should never ignore. When you are done with your own happiness and self-induced optimism, according to Kwankwaso, then you come to the reality that no northern voter is going to vote for an Igbo man. True or false, that is the concept of one Nigeria that most of us from the southern part of Nigeria quite don't have a clue about. When they talk about one Nigeria, when a northerner or northern elite talks about the one Nigeria, this and that, the idea of their one Nigeria is that of a dominance, the one that the rest have to be seconded. I mean, they write the rules, they write the laws. We just all have to follow. But surprisingly, even in their failure, even in their abject destruction and division of Nigeria, religion and ethnic, tribal and the rest, they continue to dictate or believe that they will continue to dictate what that one Nigeria will be like. No northern voter will vote for an Igbo man. An Igbo man is supposed to be an equal partner in a country called Nigeria if it is indeed equal and fair and united. But we all know that we are not. Suddenly, 2 weeks ago, well, let's start from about 2-3 weeks ago, Kwankwaso was the darling of the obedient. According to their permutations, Kwankwaso will pull in enough force for Peter Obi's presidency in the north. And they continue to sing his praises and all that, believing that there was going to be a merger that could possibly unseat PDP APC. Ironically, the people that they were hoping to work together and come together And dethrone PDP APC. They are product of a PDP APC as well. But that's a story for another day. Now, fast forward to today. The story is changing. Kwankwaso came out and he said, because of all that is going on in the eastern part of Nigeria, there is no northerner that is ever going to vote for anyone. Not just because of Peter Obi, any party that presents Igbo presidential candidate. Now, it is not what he said. It is actually how he said it. I'm pleading with you, my viewers. I am giving credit of this clip because I know it's so crucial to what is still going to happen. I'm giving the credit of this short clip I'm about to share with you. I give them to channels television. So help me beg them or make them know, shut down this broadcast or ask me to delete the entire video later. Well, I'll deal with that. I just wanted to know that the credit goes to them because this is what Kwankwaso had to say when he was asked, what do you really think? Let's start with this. Channels Television's credit for this clip.
A major issue as it stands today is the issue of who becomes the president, who becomes the vice president. And I believe this is the time really to advise, especially those who are positively behind the candidate of the Labour Party, that this, for me, I have seen an opportunity for the Southeast to be relevant in the next dispensation. In NNP, in PDP, they are completely out. So also in the APC. The only opportunity now is the NNPP. Now, we are aware that in the social media, a lot of work is going on. The young men and women, especially of the Southeast extraction, are working towards getting a presidency. But the fact remains on the ground that even the entire zone, any zone in this country, decides to vote for a particular person, that person, going by our constitution, the provision in the constitution, cannot be president. And I think the constitution was deliberate to ensure that everybody is involved in the country. And I believe that it is in the interest of the Labour Party and the NNPP, and even in the interest of this country, because we have seen a situation today where many people in the Southeast believe that they are being marginalized. And it will even be worse, actually, if they are not involved in the 2023 project, because LP, as it stands today, certainly it cannot win election.
Really?
Oh yes, it cannot win election.
It cannot win a presidential election?
Not
Why
in
do you think they cannot?
Well, because mainly the support is mainly in particular zone. There is just no spread. And the figures there cannot earn anybody presidential seat in this country.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was something that you can say is a biased assessment if he's talking about Peter Obi for real. Okay, but there is more. There is more. They are narrowing, and it is intentional. They are narrowing Peter Obi and all of you obedient that you know, the angry young people want a new Nigeria or better Nigeria, whatever you call it. So they are narrowing all of that to Southeast, but it is deliberate. And that's exactly the message up north. But the campaign never starts. But he said more. Talking about why Peter Obi and then because he's an Igbo man, he should forget it. It can be this or that. There is more. Listen to this.
So you're hoping to pick a running mate from the Southeast?
That's my choice.
Okay. Things
being equal, that's the choice of our party, because you see...
Or maybe they're even thinking that you might be the running mate to Peter Obi?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what the enemy outside there is saying. The implication is that if you put somebody from the Southeast, unfortunately there are many issues in the Southeast. You see, northern voter is the worst hit on this issue of maladministration in this country. But even under that circumstance, a northern voter also believes that he is better with one united Nigeria. And therefore, most of the things that are happening in the south, especially in the southeast, people are not comfortable with that. And as long as you have somebody from there in any party, it will be very difficult for the northern voters to vote. And that's the situation now. And those workers who are against, in the actual sense, working against LP, Southeast, and so on, what they believe is if you put anybody under this arrangement from that side of the country, the Northern voters will not vote. And who will they vote? Their own candidate in the Southeast, I mean in the North.
So, can you or would you be a running mate to Peter Obi?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you like to be as a person, as personally?
Ordinarily, you see, I'm jobless now. I'm not doing any job. So to become a vice president,
you can be a vice president.
But what I'm telling you is that if anybody from the southeast now, under this circumstance, becomes the presidential candidate of our party or any other party, the implication is that because of the activities and many other issues that are real on the ground, northern voters will certainly go for their northern candidate in another party.
So the thinking is
the thinking is that it's not whether I like it or I don't like it. The fact remains that
the numbers,
everybody will lose. The number he will lose, I will lose.
So if Peter Obi is coming to join you, it will be your running mate.
That's as long as you want to vote from the north, that's the situation, fortunately or unfortunately, today.
Yeah, it's not because he's qualified. You see, I am just here in my own view. Let me explain the way I understood what that posture. You see, I can't. You see, in this Nigeria of today, right? I can't be the deputy to Peter Obi because look at all that is going on in the East. Look at all of that. Our people are not happy in the North. That all these things are going on in the East. So, you know, if I want to help the people of the Eastern Nigeria, I can just take a deputy there, you know, so that, you know, that one can be with me. I mean, you know, I just want to help them because look at what is going on. Our people in the North are not happy. Our voters are not happy. And I'm sitting and I'm like, does that even make any sense? That the voters in the Northern Nigeria that are the victims of ISWAP, that are the victims of Boko Haram every day, that are being kidnapped and their children are being kidnapped, sold off as sex slaves to terrorists. Hello, the same people who have more out of school children, Almajirisin, the same place that despite all of the concentration of Nigeria's foreign investment, whatever, what do they call them? They call them foreign aid. World Bank want to give them something. Bukwari said they should take it to the North. IMF want to give them something. Bukwari said they should take it to the North. What did they call this one again? EU want to give them something. Bukwari will say they should take it to the North. You know why he was telling them that? He said, because Northern Nigeria is suffering more, devastated by terrorists too. But in Kwankwaso's world, the Northern voters, they are not happy at all with the Igbo saying they want to leave. That despite all of that they are going through, they are still comfortable with one Nigeria. But you see, Peter Obi, hey, it's true that there is a silent revolution going on. People on the street, but that is not. Let me tell you something. We are talking about voters here. We're not talking about social media. Our voters are not happy with the Southeast. Does that make any sense? Somebody said,
it is smoke Igbo. It is taking them.
Sure you get. But it's not new. If you take out all this I've said now, take all of that, put all of that aside, and then tell yourself if it's not saying the truth. Of course, you will be like, but that's kind of the problem of this country, the biasness of people voting according to your tribe. It's true, it's real. And it's not new. And it is mainly targeted at a particular ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Take a listen.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
Now, I don't want you to get angry because of that statement. That statement was made over 60 years ago. That was the time that Nigeria was practicing regional system of government. You see, that mindset, that vision, that idea was pretty much for northern region of Nigeria 60 years ago. So it can be forgiven, even though it is completely unacceptable. Such idea, such mindset in this modern societies is unacceptable. But let's say it can be forgiven when you are self-preserved. It is called self-preservation. Something that says, oh, if we don't care, if we don't take care of the brain drain where our people are less educated, that we have to accept other Nigerians, so suppose one country, accept other Nigerians from other regions to come and fill in the space where we have no personnel. And that was where the Igbos sort of entered the lion's den. That they were there to provide the secretariat support where they were needed to. It became a political tool that generations have been taught never to forgive them for it. There is always that suspicion. But it was not, that idea wasn't for the entire Nigeria. That's why I said, you don't have to be angry. The only anger you should have today is this. When an average northern elite talks about one Nigeria, and you, from the southern part of Nigeria, right, jumped at it and say, oh, it's a brilliant idea. We're supposed to be one. Oh, we are bigger one. We are this or that. But you know you are being treated condescendingly in that same arrangement. That is what is unacceptable. That is where we are having all of these problems. The understanding of an average northern politician, elite, business, whatever, like their elite, their average understanding of a Nigeria is the concept of northern vision for northern Nigeria. That's it. And do you know what their vision have always been feudalism. Of course, you may not know what the meaning of a feudalism is. It is a system of government where rank they give you the layman interpretation now. Forget about the dictionary definition. No. You won't understand what it means by feudalism. It is a rankadende system of government where the poor, right, are meant to worship the rich. It is the duty. It's like a call to duty. Because the rich and then supposed powerful are chosen by God. Therefore, you are obligated to follow. Just follow. And so that they call feudalism with that. But an average southerner, like myself from the southwest, well, historically, my progenitors, my own forebearers, they've been experimenting with what it's later called democracy, where people have choices and they question every decision, especially when it has to do with the general public. Historically, we've never been a follow people. And that is why the idea of republicanism, federalism, kind of sits well with an average southerner, where you can challenge anyone in position of authority without you having to fear for your life. Now, that is conflict of tradition or culture conflict in a space that's supposed to be one country. Now, in that space, is rigged from the word go, is rigged from the onset. They call it a game of number. A number that has never been verified and continue to hold the rest of us back. Now, this idea of one Nigeria, when you listen to it from a northerner, and you listen to the idea of one Nigeria from a southerner, it is two different ideas. I'll give you an hint. The idea of one Nigeria is the idea where the northern Nigeria elites continue to live off Nigeria, the benevolent Nigeria, the patronage that says it is their inheritance. Norma. The one Nigeria idea should have been everyone equal on that table and everything goes equally, but you know that is not it. Dominance, suppression, and state-sponsored ethnic cleansing are pointers to show that it is about who is going to dominate who next. And for the northern Nigerian elite, Nigeria exists to pay their bills, not even to take care of their people. You see that old man that you listened to earlier, the premier of northern region at the time, 60 years ago, felt challenged that other people are more equipped to run a system than the people from the region itself. He felt challenged, but he did nothing, absolute nothing. But according to him, the idea of people who are more equipped to run a system is one day going to always clash with the idea of people who set a system in a way, intentionally, never to work for people. In northern Nigeria, it was intentional. So they felt challenged, and the challenge of kicking everyone out who is not a northerner started 60 years ago in order to do what they call the self-preservation for northern Nigeria, but they never invested in education at all. They invested in the entitlements that Nigeria bestowed on them. So, one Nigeria is where whatever is thrown at you, you take it. Don't challenge it, or else you are anti-northern Nigeria. But to an average southerner, well, elite, those ones who always parade themselves as Lord and Saviors, people who have the best ideas, ruining the lives of their own people from southern Nigeria, but they love grandstanding because they can speak a good English, like, grammars and all that. Their own idea of one Nigeria is the idea of where they appear as the Messiah, the most idealistic, elaborate personalities that they build, larger than life that they build for themselves, with the idea of, I want to save northern Nigeria. I don't know if you have spoken to some of them. Listen to politicians who want to run or want to become a president or any public official at all from the southern Nigeria. When they are talking national politics, the idea is about they want to save the northern Nigeria. Why the northern Nigeria continue to feel like, look at these ones. We are actually saving you that we haven't turned you into slave camps and the rest of that. So it's clash of ideas in a supposed one country. And it's so obvious. In their utterances, they say it and they are not ashamed of it. Listen to this one too. Arise TV, credits for this video goes to the Arise TV. And mind you, this short clip I'm playing you, if you want to see the full length of the conversation, just visit all these platforms on YouTube. It's so easy to access them. Listen to this one.
Question is, if you really talk about a new Nigeria, why can't a Southeast candidate be on the ballot and Kwankwaso be running mate in the spirit of a new Nigeria?
Because the Southeast, there is no Southeast candidate that believes in Nigeria as we have worked to develop this new Nigeria we are talking about. We've been working on this new Nigeria for 32 years. So we can't gamble with an opportunity because Kwankwaso can be president. I tell you.
So the Southeast candidate doesn't believe in Nigeria. That's what you're saying.
We are going because the
Southeast candidates that you're talking to doesn't believe in Nigeria like you believe in the new Nigeria. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
We have to get somebody who believes in our form.
No, so is it that the
we want a new Nigeria, not a tribal Nigeria?
So the Southeast candidates that you're talking to, Peter Obi, doesn't believe in the new Nigeria like you believe in the new Nigeria? That's what you're saying?
No. Look.
That's what they do. Very, very deceitful people. And you, who allow yourselves to be deceived, should blame yourselves. It is just that. No. It is unwritten. Listen, none of them can explain why somebody who cannot be president of Nigeria from Eastern Nigeria. And when they begin to say why, then you begin to see the ridiculousness in their positions. And it is only the people from Northern Nigeria that believe more in Nigeria. Now look at the Nigeria they believe more in. That one, Buba Galadima, is also the one of those who led the new PDP, where Atifku, Saraki, and the rest of them joined hands, and for a better Nigeria, 8 years ago or 7 years ago. In case if you have forgotten, check this out. They love Nigeria more than Nigeria, or more than you from other part of Nigeria. It doesn't make any sense to me, because I have seen it before. Just a reminder.
Thank you. We will change Jonathan, don't worry. Seize the man who is going to change Jonathan here. The chairman of our great party, a party that is set to make history in our country. Last night, when I stood here, I said, history is going to be made at this venue. I said this convention is going to also make history in our political evolution. I also said this party is going to renew our democracy in this country. And since last night, you have witnessed what I describe as the most credible, transparent, elections to be ever conducted by any political party in this country. I am coming. I am coming. Jagaba has been my contemporary in the fight to restore democracy and sustain democracy.
Now you see that, yeah? So, 7 years after, this is what they gave to you. Okay? Buba Galadima and co. Who are now talking about new Nigeria. How to save new Nigeria. Well, this is just a tip. Oh, this is not actually like the full one. Or even some people will tell you, Baba, this price is not up to date. A bag of flour, 7,000 naira back then is now what? A loaf of bread, a bag of rice, pasta, fish, 1 kg, palm oil, cray. See, you have diesel, which is now over 900 naira per liter, cooking gas, domestic flights in Nigeria, and all of that. Now, this cut across, but their minimum wage in Nigeria is still 30,000 naira, which you get paid 20,000 naira eventually after so many other deductions. So that's what they gave. But again, I'm not going to just put you through what they have said to confirm the position that if all of us know what Nigeria is all about, genuinely, you would not, dissipate any single energy into trying to salvage it in a way some of you, the obedient, are attempting. But they are warming up. They are not going to rubbish you or attack you because Peter Obi have nothing to offer. Ask Omoyele Sowore. It's not because Omoyele Sowore didn't have the best of the best ideas. Some of you never listen to him anyway. I do. You see all of these problems you are talking about. There's none of them that Sowore has never provided a solution to. But you just laugh because to you it's impossible. But in your own fantasy today, Peter Obi represent that. But they are not going to challenge you on all of that. You can see all of that already. They are already gaslighting you. They are already calling you extremist. I like the fact that you are they give ourselves fire for fire. It's good. But let's leave the naysayer for now, who was telling you the partial truth about what you are about to delve into. So what is it exactly in the northern Nigeria? If the words of mouth, if they are anything to rely upon, this one will be golden from northern Nigeria.
Hello, my fellow obedient. Here we are at Kubu, Abuja, Nigeria, sensitizing my Hausa people on who Peter Obi is. Follow me and see how it's going to be. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, jama'a. Mu mutane ne wayanda suke goyon bayan Peter Obi. A takaice dai muna goyon bayan gyaran Najeriya. So shi Peter Obi gaskiya na san da yawa cikin Hausa mu ba su san shi ba. Peter Obi mutum ne wanda yake so ya kawo sauyi cikin Najeriya, kuma gabaki da cikin 'yan takarar shugaban ƙasar Najeriya babu yaro kamar Peter Obi. Najeriya kowa ya san cewa tana buƙatar ɗan saurayi wanda zai zo ya gyara. Tsofaffin nan san gaji kansu ba ja yake ba. Peter Obi mutum ne wanda ya yi gwamna a Anambra State, Inyamuri ne. Najeriya tana buƙatar shugaba wanda zai mata aiki ba wai sai kabilar ka ba, magana kabilanci ma aje kabilanci gefe ba shi zai taimaki Najeriya ba, a aje shi gefe. Wannan Najeriya ɗaya ce, ƙasa ce ta baƙar fata tun tale-tale kuma a tare ake. So mutum ya ce wai sai kabila ta ko kuma dan addini na kadai zai mun aiki, wannan ba gaskiya bane ba. Akwai kabilu da yawa waɗanda sun taimaki Hausawa, akwai Hausawa da yawa wanda sun taimaki kabilu. Yawa kyan zuciya kuma daga niyyar mutum ne, ba daga addinin shi bane ko yaren shi. So muna sanar da mutane wane ne Peter Obi, to shine muke sanar da Hausawan mu cewa wannan shine Peter Obi, wannan shine mutanen da Najeriya ya kamata a ce ta zaba a matsayin shugaban kasa don ya kawo mana sauyin da ya kamata, sauyin da Najeriya take bukata. Yawa da fatan za ku zaɓi Peter Obi.
Za mu zaɓe shi sosai. Za mu zaɓe shi insha Allah. Allah ya bashi karfin rike al'umma.
Mun gode, Allah saka mu da
mutum ne wanda zai ji kanmu kuma ya san cewa halin da muke ciki ko ba haka bane, wannan haka muke bukata.
Haka ne, to da Allah gaba ɗaya mu ce Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Mun gode, Allah saka da alkhairi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter Obi.
Da fatan za ka zaɓe shi zaɓen da ke zuwa.
In Allah da Allah ba shi sa Allah ba da nasara.
Amin, mun gode.
To, Najeriya ya tuta abi.
Mun gode.
Insha Allah, kina da PVC, kina da katin zaɓe?
Muna da shi. Ya saya mana maji mu yi miya da shi.
In dai kina da katin zaɓe, ki buta.
Refreshing. There's actually another one. Let me share that with you.
Change that will change the situations of the economy. What happens? Why do we have excess amounts of kidnapping, banditry in the north? Because the economy of the country is bad.
Also, the vice chairman of the Northern Coalition, Zubairu Mohammed, says over time politicians have taken youths for granted. He said the situation can only be improved with the emergence of political leadership that can guarantee the future.
When you desire change, it will come with the list of how you want to make the change. Before, we used to be between the devil and the deep blue sea, between APC and PDP. You don't have other option than to either vote for PDP or APC, or you climb a fence and sit on it. God has provided us a platform, options, with a driver that has proven integrity.
Some of the participants reiterated their support for Peter Obi. They say they are ready to vote competent leadership that have the interest of the public.
The look of things that we have seen so far, previous administrations, the youth were not so enthusiastic about getting their PVCs because we already know the way things will turn out. You vote, your vote doesn't count. But as it stands now, the youth have woken up. And the future that we have been promised right from primary school has come. And so we are ready to take it. I see from the turnout of those that are going for their PVCs, you see the numbers of youths. They are mostly youth. So we are tired of all these old people.
They also complained about the shutdown of tertiary institutions for several months. Their payback to an adamant government is to vote for a leader that can stop the further collapse of Nigeria's educational system.
We have been suffering.
Thank you so much, Plus TV, for that, your report as well. Yeah, that's the coalition of young people for Peter Obi. I think that took place in Kaduna. I saw their pictures and I saw the old stuff. Good. Just like I saw this one from, I think it's Edo. It can be like contagion. And yesterday I said something about the obsession with this Obi this, Obi that, Obi this, Obi that. Is there something that these guys have, they've seen that we have not? There is nothing they are seeing that we have not seen. It's just good to see this happening. But when you realize that after all of the old, display back and forth, there's still some certain things that are still pretty much never explained by the rogues who wanted to keep a one Nigeria. Something like this that happened in Lugbe Estate in Abuja last night.
Shetiri compound wa ma. Shetiri compound wa. Leave the door. Shetiri bó ṣe já gbogbo security. Shetiri lẹ́kùn bó ṣe já lẹ́kùn. Tán kó phone, laptop, a lot of tán ṣáwọn èèyàn ládàá yẹ́kẹ́yẹ́kẹ́. Ẹ wá wẹ̀jẹ̀, ẹ̀jẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Tí òun ṣe kékeré, tán ṣàwọn èèyàn ti lọ sí hospital nsìn. Shetiri. Ẹ ti rẹ́jẹ̀, wọ́n ṣàwọn èèyàn rẹpẹtẹ, wọ́n níbọn dání, wọ́n everything. Shetiri. Are you seeing? You see, it's God that saved us in our compound today. Oh. Plenty people, they are like 30. Speaking Hausa, maybe they are Fulani Hausa, we don't know. You see them? You see, it's a big compound. They rob everybody. They enter the compound, they enter the room one by one. Even the upstairs besides our house, they robbed them. They robbed everywhere. They entered the room from back, from front. They robbed everybody. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? They robbed everybody one by one after the other. So you can see, you see?
Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So when you take or think about where they are going to take this your would be the bloodiest, most divisive, most violent electoral charade that you've ever seen. I don't know how long you have lived. It will be one of those that at some point, all of this I'm saying to you today, just to let you know that the effort to say you want to fix Nigeria is just a mirage. So their campaigns of calumny, their campaigns of ethnic division, hatred, and the rest that you are going to be picking up along the line will prove to you that we can save ourselves if we were actually dealing in our own, dealing with ourselves in our own different countries, regions, or just anything that allows us never have to say, you want to lead Nigeria. It will be a sort of a, well, it won't be this hateful. If Tifnumbu want to be president and he decide to throw himself at the Yorubas in a Yoruba controlled region and government, economy, defense, and all of that, it will be left to the, it will be left to the Yorubas to decide. We will be the one to decide if the likes of Tifnumbu or any other Yorubas are worthy to represent us as leaders. It won't have to be going through a come on. Peter Obi, who wants to be president, can indeed save himself, and then the rest of us save ourselves by making him the president of the Igbo region and extraction, which there is nothing wrong with. And if Atiku, Kwankwaso, and the rest of them want to be president of a northern country, then they throw themselves at the people of the northern Nigeria to decide their political fate. But you are going to witness something. You are already witnessing it. Something that is going to make you know and understand very well the message of Maiyegun, that my message of you understanding the peculiarity of your own, let me put it this way, the importance of your own identity and the complication that comes with it when you have to, you have to mix it with the identity of one Nigeria, which in its truest sense is actually defined by the concept of a northern Nigeria. So when you bury your own identity, then you begin to fight all this fight of they are Igbos, they are Yorubas, the Yoruba is better, the Fulani Hausa, they cannot trust you, the Igbos cannot trust this one, and that one cannot trust that one. Save ourselves from all of this madness and be proud for who we are for once before Nigeria happened to all of us. Look at all of this. You have been reading a lot of hate messages, haven't you? I am not here to encourage you to hate yourselves by asking you to come to the understanding that the one Nigeria is a mirage. It is the confusion. You cannot preach unity, fairness, justice, equality, equity, and the rest of that. They are not just words. They are deeds. They are actions. They are things you do that you get judged by to show if you mean them. But in Nigeria, they don't exist in practice. They don't. In theory, they do. That's why everybody throws the word around. Or nobody. They say, oh, we need equity. We need equality. Why? Because there's no equality. We need fairness because there's no fairness. You know what I mean now? We need unity because there's none. And the reason why you don't have them is because of the injustice in the system that continue to breed this unity. And our utterances is based on these prejudices, or let me say these differences, which actually, fuel our prejudices. Now, with all these open prejudices against one another, it is deceitful. It is it is wrong for you to ignore them and jump on the bandwagon of unity. Unity. We need to unite. We need to come together. Maiyegun is telling you, I am just reminding you that even though you want to try to ignore this obvious, obvious stuffs, but they are the main reasons why every 4 years or anytime you choose to do your rituals of one Nigeria, it is not real. But it would have made more sense, right, if there is no reason for a northerner to fear a southerner being the president of a supposed one country. Because the northerners, they understand very well that they have so much at stake if the people they don't trust access the corridors of power. You can preach unity from today till tomorrow. They have an idea why that kind of unity or equality is going to be detrimental to the northern agenda, which also is not in the interest of the majority of the northerners, but conditioned to fear other people from outside the northern enclave. Now, this is the reality. Something that some of us from southern Nigeria continue to tell ourselves that we could change. Yeah, we can change all of that since we understand the reasons. Let us educate the people this and blah, 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 blah. But an average southerner doesn't understand what is really at stake when the conversation around the power comes to the table. And that is why when you are shadow boxing in the dark is exactly what you are doing when you claim to, as a southerner, shouting one Nigeria, you have no idea. It would have been less cumbersome. Sorry that they use all this big grammar. Some of them I don't even understand them myself, but sometimes they just fit into what I'm saying. And I've had less people complain about them anyway, because it's like some of my own fact checkers probably don't even understand them too. It's a conundrum, log jam, and all of that stuff. Free words. to save ourselves, in a nutshell, from this whole confusion is to begin to admit that unity is not just a word. Trust is not just a word. And you can't have a united country where injustice reigns. No, you won't have one. If you ever dream of it at all, it is malaria. Think about that. But when we are all in our own space, and somebody from northern Nigeria, whose way of life says they should be very careful. Now, let me rephrase so. Let me re-explain this as well. When we say Nigeria is not one, we are not making it up. When people say they should, that means people should do their best to make Nigeria better. It doesn't mean that people are not trying. There are genuine people who actually feels like they can make it better, they can make a difference. But the bottom line is that you can't make a difference if you are dealing with a system that is dealing with mistakes, errors, human errors, or errors of omission and commission. I don't know the meaning as well, so don't mind. Or if you know the, just context. This is a deliberate, or put it this way, a deliberately put together failed system that they can only sustain because the survival of the northern Nigerian elites depends on it. So no explanation for why we can't handle our own affairs differently. A southerner believes that a true democracy means a true federalism where everybody can handle their own, but that's in theory, it's not real. But if you calm down for a second and you watch that Ahmadu Bello's interview 60 years ago, self-preservation. Self-preservation, if it is genuinely pursued in the interest of the people, in this case, indigenous people that make up what is today's Nigeria. Self-preservation. None of you would have to jealous anyone else. As long as they are not mitigating against your own development or growth. Mitigating, that's another one. No. Something that's running against your, that's why I said mitigating against. Maybe I shouldn't, or just mitigate forever. You won't have to be jealous of anyone. No one would have to be jealous of you, since they would have no say in how you choose to be ruled or to be governed. That's the concept of why all of this, why all this hate? A supposed one Nigerian actor who has made movies to encourage love, unity, blah, 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 blah. Spoke against movies against injustice, against politicians, corruptions, and the rest of that. But when it comes to them making decisions or political decisions that has to do with national interest, he picked his own tribal interest. Would you blame him? If you see a Yoruba man that says, Yoruba man must be president and all of that, in real life, if you are very honest, you won't blame him or her. You know why? Because everybody is lying to themselves about one Nigeria. Maybe not everybody, because some of you believe that you are not lying to yourself. Nigeria is a great place. It can be a great place and the rest of that, ignoring this obvious. But an average person is going to be rooting for their own person, even if that person is a failure. That is the concept of one Nigeria. And that concept is not in the interest of all the people who can claim to be nationals of Nigeria. Do you see that now? The space of, I don't trust them. What do you want me to do? You want me to go and support Igbo? You, this Maiyegun, you are supporting an Igbo man. I am supposed to be a Nigerian, Abi. And Peter Obi is supposed to be a Nigerian, Abi. Tifnubu is supposed to be a Nigerian, Abi. Now, me as Nigerian, okay, I want to choose one Nigerian. Oh, I'm going to choose a Tifnubu. Hey, look at him, oh, it's because he's a Yoruba man. He's this and that. You know why that concept is that? It's because they won't see him as a Yoruba. I mean, they won't see him as Nigerian. Nobody's really see themselves as Nigerian. Now lie, now fraud. But again, oh, I won't choose Tifnubu. I'm going to choose another Nigerian, Peter Obi. Hey, look at him, oh, he's choosing an Igbo man over a Yoruba man. Do you understand that? Nigerian is just a fraud that people use with ease to manipulate you. The real thing behind them is that they always have their own mindset of who they really are. And when Maiyegun says, drop that Nigerian fake mask and put on your real identity so that we can judge you by that. I mean, with all your chest. They say this Maiyegun is enemy of Nigeria. This Maiyegun is enemy of this and that. I am not. I'm just trying to tell you to be honest. Because in the right mind, in your own right frame of mind, there is somebody that you are. And somehow, some of you are fighting the age-long urge that said you should be careful of that person because of where they come from. You should be careful of that person because of their religion. You should be careful. All those flimsy things. Many of you are saying, I am just learning better because I'm saying the truth. You know I'm saying the truth. But saying it again and again and again annoys those who want to live the lie. They love the lie. My friend, shut up your mouth. We are all one country. We are one Nigeria. We should all work together and build one Nigeria. It's a lie. You know it's a lie. If it is the truth, you would not be repeating it. And if it is also right, you would probably have made a lot of successes in that saying, we are one, we are this and that. But you know it's not. You know it's not. So what Maiyegun is saying is that we can drop that lies. Honestly speaking. Yeah, we can drop it. And it starts from you trying to say you are right with your mission, agenda to save Nigeria. When are you going to stop lying to yourself? I mean, for real. Somebody's still going to call you an Igbo man. Yes. No matter how much you try. Yeah. Somebody's still going to know you and call you a Yoruba man. And they are not calling you a Yoruba man because, yeah, you are a Yoruba man. What is wrong? You are a Hausa man. You are an Ijo man or Ijo woman. There's nothing wrong. But you know, the reason why they have to remind you is because if you carry that one Nigeria too much, to them, you are just taking a piece. When the real things comes down, you are going to really speak up for who you are. The Maiyegun says, can we all drop the pretense? When we drop the pretense and we begin to understand why it never worked and it will never work, but it can work if we drop the fake mask and go for self-preservation. There is nothing wrong in that. Self-preservation brings self-respect. And self-respect means we respect others. If you don't respect yourself, you are likely never going to respect other people. And that is where the rule of trespassing or trespassers, person where they pass their own boundary, come to force. I am not asking you to take my word for word. I am just trying to help you connect the dots and more reasons why you are not going to be the first to profess your love for Nigeria, coming from the background of how Nigeria has frustrated you. You are not the first. Your generation won't be the first. But if we continue to lie to ourselves that we have one or two things to save Nigeria by keeping it together, our children are also going to print vests. They are going to print banners. They are going to scream, break up Nigeria, rescue Nigeria, this Nigeria, that. They are going to protest again when you are old and unable to fight again. Mine is just to let you know that it can be done differently with the same energy, only if you understand why it is so important. Sure, you get me now? Just think about what I'm sharing with you. I don't have all the answers. I'm not a genius. I'm not all of this, but I have used the actions, the words of the actors who have contributed and still contributing to the state of collapse that Nigeria has found herself today. I have used their antecedents. I have used their own actions now. And I have pinned all of the, I have paired all of this together just to let you understand why it is not worth it to say you want to save a place that is deliberately put together, never to work. So I'm not saying you shouldn't try. Keep trying. But when you are trying, do not ignore the truth. Do not sugarcoat it. Stop creating your own alternative reality. Because last, we all end up in the same space. The contraption Nigeria. It would make better sense if we are not trying to save Nigeria, but save ourselves. How? There's something called a therein, misunderstanding, which has created the yam pepper scatter in Yoruba, a therein. Tó ti fa yánpọnyánrin iṣu ata yan yam pepper scatter. This their charade called election is going to further solidify that. But if we share our energy together, like the same way you think you can save Nigeria, and possibly start that saving from here, trust me, it probably will save us a lot. This is the genesis of why you would spend the next 7 months explaining to an average or majority of the northerners, religious fanatics, impoverished populace, a system that shone out millions of voters, but stark and staggering, poor numbers of those available to be educated. This is the genesis. This right here is the reason why you are going to have to battle, attack yourselves, explain to yourselves why Yorubas should not fight Igbos, Igbos should not fight Hausas, Fulani should not fight Ijos. This is the reasons why you are going to spend the next days, weeks explaining to yourselves why Nigeria is worth saving. I mean, 1999 Constitution, the one that continued the colonization, the amalgamation, the forceful one that gave nobody a chance to survive. One day, soon, many of you are going to eventually turn around. And you see, when this is completely crushed, when people say, support one Nigeria now because there's no referendum in their constitution, they will not be saying that anymore. When people say, let us know the total number of people who actually live and exist in northern Nigeria scientifically to actually know and put an end to this generational fraud, which has contributed greatly to why the contraption continue to drink blood of innocent people. One day, when you crush and crash and bin that trash book, you will be bold enough to call for the breakup of the old arrangement. A lot will make the existence of Nigeria less valuable. And for now, that's why I said that I am not going to say you shouldn't try. But the reasons why you have to explain why religion shouldn't be a problem in a progressive society. Why, the qualification of those who stand to lead a country matters, not where they come from, not the type of religion they worship or follows. The reason why you have to spend the rest of these coming months to fight tribalism, to fight ethnic profiling, religious fanaticism, all of you are trying to save Nigeria. The reasons why you have to fight and do all of that is that 1999 Constitution. As a Yoruba man, as an Ijebu man, I have suffered ethnic tribal profiling more in my life in the hands of my fellow supposed compatriots, Nigerians, than I have suffered in the hands of those that are generally believed to be racists. And I will explain. Talking about living in denial, creating an alternative reality to the truth. I have done more damages than what the system is really doing, if you have to say, like living in denial. In Nigeria, in the true Nigeria, we suspect ourselves. And if you want to know better, just pay attention to the verbal exchanges, rhetorics that are going to be, or that are popping up when Nigerians are supposed to be discussing Nigeria. You read the type of words that we use against ourselves. A Yoruba man we're so pissed, angry, for no just reason against an Hausa man or an Igbo man that is raging mad against a Yoruba man in that Nigeria, and then they begin to exchange insults, you will see how deep-rooted and how deep racist our own people are. If you don't agree, of course, Maiyegun, I don't agree with you. Oyinbos did this, Oyinbo did that, and the rest of them. I said, oh, yeah, they did. But have you really paid attention as well to what we are now doing to ourselves, even when we have a chance to protect ourselves from those that they trained us to believe that they have been racist forever? I am not trying to patronize you or trying to make you feel in any way agitated or what have you. Or you should be in the midst of Nigerians who have a different views on how they think Nigeria should be. Then you will understand what racism is. Well, we call it tribalism, right? Tribalism. Or should you call it ethnicism? You will hear people say some bigoted utterances like, if you see them, you should kill them. This is why we kill them. This is why anytime we see this, we have to kill them. This is why you should never make them have a chance to lead you because they are infidels. And I'm talking about supposed Nigerians. Nigerians were like Nigerians, so horrible things. How they feel towards one another. And how quick it's easy, or how quick it is for them to launch mass killings of one another due to the deep-rooted hate that they have for one another. I have not started mentioning tribes and now, but you know what I'm talking about. So then you begin to feel like the level of tribal hatred over nothing among those of us who are supposed to be like of the same skin, of the same country. It is real enough for you to know that we suffer quick death in our own hands, in the hands of our own supposed brothers and sisters who even have look at those who have the chance to who have the access to our power. Look at how they treat us. You are treated in Nigeria, either good or bad, based on where you come from. That is true. That is real. You are treated, the way you are treated in Nigeria is determined by the clique you belong to, either by religion or by the tribe or ethnic and the rest of that. So when they say, these people are so racist, I'm like, well, I'm not going to defend them. But at the same time, what do you call what blacks are doing on blacks as we speak today? Look at what we are doing to ourselves in that same Nigeria. And these are the facts that, to me, if you want to be honest to yourselves, then you probably will know that we set ourselves up, makes ourselves vulnerable. And then we hope that we could blame it on just anyone we can blame it on. But the bottom line is this: we have done enough damages in the name of one Nigeria to ourselves. But maybe if we begin to kind of break it down, break everything to that where people can actually deal with their own problems in their own ways, without you having to suspect that somebody is coming from Eastern Nigeria to come and take away your rights in Northern Nigeria, or somebody is coming from northern Nigeria to come and Islamize you in southern Nigeria, can we save ourselves from all that stress? That is Maiyegun's messages. Or you want to save one Nigeria? Good luck. Good luck to you on that. And the likes of Kwankwaso and co, they will continue to saturate your space enough that the walls of Maiyegun and the likes of Maiyegun, they will never cease to ring bells in your mind. Saving Nigeria is a mirage. And if you probably know better, you would never invest not a bit of your own emotion into it. But I won't tell you to not try, but never forget all we have shared. I'm going to take calls. But before I go, I have an update for you. This my update has to do with our activities of MaiyegunsDiary Politico. I am somebody who prefer to, be a teacher as well as a learner, someone who inspire other people to put actions into their words. And we have done so well on MaiyegunsDiary Politico when it comes to putting actions into our words. Last project that was given to me on this Temple of Truth was about our Yoruba Rescue Fund. And I told you that whatever is worth doing at all, in my own book, is worth doing well. And I also said, I am Maiyegun, and this is what I do. Okay? I look at happenings and then share them, back them with facts enough, pretty much like an educative platform that could help, be instrumental into a social change, a drive for social change that could change people from complacency, people who complain and then just sit back and complain, to people of action, an active generation that could drive a revolutionary social change. I don't know, I'm just trying to sound like a professional. Don't worry, I'll break it down for you. Okay, everything I said there, I won't even be able to repeat them. But I spoke them from the heart, because that's exactly why what I believe I do on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, what I exist for, and it's been like that for years. Now, when the life challenge, or that you get some sort of a challenge thrown your way, can you do it bigger? Can you do it better? And help more people to get the message of this social change. Driving social change is one of the things that brought me to love the Biafrans, and I support them. I love them. I stand by them. I wish I have some influence I could wield, but one day I'm going to have that influence that I can wield to make a serious impact on anything I'm part of. And that same thing that also keep me kind of at home, make me feel like at home when we are talking about the Yoruba nation and the Yoruba interest and the Yoruba struggle, development and all of that, which I have been doing for years. But challenges sometimes should be well defined. When we decided to intervene legally and otherwise in the fight against, or let me say defense against a system that is out to persecute those who are tired of this whole Nigerian system, right? When we decided to be part of that, we call it intervention. Oh, let's intervene. I didn't come here to choose that, maybe we should fight. my own fight then was pretty much like, you know, you must have the weapons to fight legally, otherwise, and all of that. But we can start somewhere, and we called it intervention. And to God be the glory, we have done so well with that. Honestly, we've done so well. I mean, on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, before this intervention or no intervention at all, on this Maiyegun's Diary Politico, okay, we have supported charity organizations in Nigeria that are helping the people right there in Nigeria. Yeah, we did. We raised millions of naira for them, even without meeting them. On Maiyegun's Diary Politico, we have supported even individual members on this platform, you know, financially and otherwise. We've done that successfully as well, even without meeting them or them meeting Maiyegun. On this platform as well, we've taken up a kind of, fight, speaking out against the system that is so oppressive in Nigeria, the victims. And we've not just spoken about victims, we have also extended our hands of support to their families too. We've raised funds to support families of those incarcerated, locked up for speaking up against the system in Nigeria. Maybe I should have a catalog or a catalog of what we have done or we are doing on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, which prompted us and pushed us to say, Maiyegun, how could you not want to do something about this too? We called it intervention. Then we wanted it bigger. That's the time I'm like, hey, let us kind of define this better. I am still Maiyegun. And many times I have said it on this platform that I am not a freedom fighter. I am also fighting for my own freedom. And that is why I am using my platform to attract other people, like minds, people who feel like something is wrong, we need to do something, not just talk about it. That's what I do on my platform. So I am not fighting for your rights. I'm not fighting for your freedom. I don't even have the capacity to. When I ask you, let us fight, I'm saying, let's fight for our freedom. Let's do this. Let's, you know what I mean? No intention of being the leader of anything. But like I said, responsibilities comes in different forms and all that. But at the same time, it should never change a man from who he is. So when we decided that we are going to help our people back in Yoruba land, and this will require, we include many of us having to indeed volunteer to be part of that. The idea was huge, big, and that's such idea that will cut across healthcare, agriculture, security, commerce, economy, and so many ways that we are putting all this together, including education. Well, that's bigger than something you can call that. You can call an intervention. So I consulted with people on Maiyegun's Diary Politico in the last 4 months alone. My friends here, we have raised over 60,000 pounds sterling. And we have received, in possession after all those fundraisers, we have received over 50,000 pounds from the generosity of many of us here. And during this period, we have now supported even something bigger than we've ever done before in the areas of supporting those being persecuted by the system that we all complain of all the time. On Maiyegun's Diary Politico, we have paid the legal fees of people. We have paid the medical bills of people. We have paid the welfare bills of people in millions of naira. we have supported members of this platform financially in the areas that we could as well, all on record. And upon all that, we are still happy to say we still have savings. I am happy to tell you that although we might have spent over 30 million naira supporting people in Yoruba land, outside Yoruba land, in different ways and forms, on record, we are still happy to have a balance of over 10,000 pounds sterling in our savings, which you can roughly put at over 7.5 million naira. We have invested in publicity. We have paid for investigative journalists to visit areas affected by all the reports and things we talk about, especially on security in Yoruba land. We have mobilized a lot of things behind the scene as well that has helped and contributed to why we should indeed get involved in what they have done to our people in Yoruba land. Now, good enough. I can't keep all money and I can't take more money because in the country that I live, there are laws that guide the financial transactions, financial, movement and all of that. Money movements. The idea behind our own Yoruba Rescue Fund is bigger than just money, donations and this and that. It's so huge and big that I decided to consult with people who know better than myself. I am just Maiyegun. I just want to turn on my camera. I just want to talk about things and I just want to help in areas I could help. Taking on a charity-like organization to drive in our humanitarian drive for Yoruba nation. Importantly, that is bigger than MaiyegunsDiary Politico. It is bigger than myself. It's a big vision that will succeed with the help of expert others. I don't want to run into trouble trying to help people. We have the financial laws in the UK and seeking the advice of experts. Our idea of helping our people is going to attract a lot of financial drive. And therefore, it must be legally, properly set up. I'm sorry if I'm trying to stretch it and drag it. Maiyegun, tell us what you want to tell us. I know. I think that's the best way I can make you understand what I'm about to tell you. It's not such a good news, but it is as well for those who can think deeper. I want to build something that can outlive me. I want to build something that can touch lives in millions. I want to build something with you that we can all call our own. Building such thing should never have what we call the conflict of interests. It is an idea, and I've found those who can make it work better for us without violating any law, without running into trouble water of accusation of money laundering and other things that I have been told if something is not done right. So, number one, we would not be launching our rescue fund anytime soon. Because I figured out that, many of you know that as well. It is beyond building a website, opening a bank account, and asking people to put money there. And they begin to select, no, it's beyond that. This is going to be a proper and the first of its kind Yoruba, organization that focuses more on policy implementation that cut across not just, charity or what have you, the message of Yoruba Nation. It is more than that. This is something that is going to cut and touch our people in the areas of education, in the area of healthcare, in the area of commercial development, in the area of microfinancing, in the areas of, importantly as well, in the area of security. It is bigger than Maiyegun's Diary Politico. It is going to drown me. It is going to drown the idea behind Maiyegun's Diary Politico. And I can't let that happen. And I can't also let the dream I have with Maiyegun's Diary Politico that birth it, even after being shut down, my pages are deleted. After reaching milestones of millions of subscribers and all of that, I kept the name Yoruba, and this agenda is bigger than Maiyegun's Diary Politico, but it can't bury it. The idea is to make it a community, and I have found the consultants that can make that happen. The idea of rescuing our people is beyond the UK. It's cut across all planets. I mean, sorry, I said all continents. And it has to be done well and right. So on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, for now, except there is a reason or emergency to raise funds, we will put a hold on all fundraisers. Again, I know we had one we were doing, and we have a balance we have at hand. We have publicity we said we want to do, and many other things that we are already working on. Well, like I said, except we decided that, oh, Maiyegun, okay, let's do something. And we decided to raise funds for it through our medium and platforms. All fundraisers, contributions, and the rest of them should be put on hold now. Okay? There is no point, right? Making this about funds, especially when we know that we can achieve a lot when we finally start something in that regard. Let's keep this as intervention and don't pressure ourselves. I have told the handlers of our publicity, billboards, and the rest of them, we're supposed to renew them, possibly pay out another millions of naira for another month after the end of June. I have told them to pull them down, and we will not be paying for them anytime soon. And we are not also going to be putting up any publicity for Yoruba Nation and all of that for now. I don't want you to mistake this for us backing down. I'm saying there shouldn't be any kind of clash of ideas. We know what we want to do. I have found those who can put all that ideas into a workable book. And if we are still interested, which I believe we would always be, we will launch that and start that soon. One of the things I'm planning to do is, in order for you not to feel like it's going to drag on for too long, we are going to open the portal. We're going to open the platform where you can really sign up. And we can start having our community conversation, volunteering, and the rest of that started. But we will not take donation, and you will be completely advised never to make any donation or contribution to Maiyegun or any platform on my platform for now, except a conversation pops up and say, oh, let's talk about this, we want to, should we? And if we agree, that will be the time that we are also going to come together here and talk about fundraiser. For now, nothing to do with that, okay? But are we going to start our registration soon? The answer is yes. The platform is ready. It is already, sorted and the rest. If I open it tomorrow, it won't last for 1 week. And it is not because anyone from anywhere has any power to stop it because of what we want to do. It is simply because we would be breaking law. Presently, all donations I take, they come in the name of Diaspora Radio International. Diaspora Radio International is a registered organization here, my platform here. I pay tax, and then the system allow me to take support, donation, contribution, and the rest of that. But what we really plan to do is bigger, and I'm not going to do it wrong. This is my update on that. And to everyone who probably will be asking me later, Maiyegun, how far with this? I've just told you. Until all of this draft is done, until all the board of trustees and the rest of them have been sorted, until the governance, I just said the word from this consultant today, we will put in governance. Governance is what will allow us to know, for everybody who is going to be part of this to know their responsibilities. And you'll be responsible for everything you said you're going to do. And you'll be asked to be accountable as well. Governance is going to allow us as an organization to be accountable and give record of everything we do every time as an organization. I can do that. So those who are working on that for us, when they are done, I will bring that back to you. And then we can open the portal for direct debit contribution every month, donation and all that towards all our programs and projects, volunteering to be part of any of our programs, either wherever you are right now all over the world, or even if you are in Nigeria, in Yoruba land. All of this will be defined as we speak. They are working on it. Another part I need to tell you is this. At some point, when I do, I'll tell you. You see, this whole thing that we're building behind the scene, I am going to take part of our money to pay for them. I'm going to use some of my money. Then I'm going to take part of our money too. There are some things that you pay for. It has to be paid for. Consultancy is one of them, right? And some few other things. They would take some of our money. I'm not saying I'm going to spend all our money on that. No. When I do, you will know why. It will be for the good cause and the greater good. Why we started in the first place. Again, I am trying to let you know that Maiyegun is Maiyegun. This idea could be coming from us here on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. We must endeavor to make sure that it lives and sustains itself, survives, so that whatever season we find ourselves, it will survive and live. Even when Maiyegun is no longer here, it will live and survive and sustain itself. And then whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. I will take calls, but until after I make another tea. So, again, I've spoken my mind. I would love to hear from you too. All right? But before you do, take a minute, like the video, share it if you can still, if you haven't already. And when I get back, we will continue and I'll take calls.
What is the money?
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I've got I'm supposed to have a caller. That took me a while. So I have a caller, by the way. Here we go. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, Maiyegun. Greetings. Well,
that Prince.
Thanks for taking us through the journey lane of what your platform has been doing. Indeed, your platform is a great great platform. The platform of the people. You know, no one that comes to your platform that is not comfortable in one way or the other. You know, so we are very, 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 very grateful. One of your diehard fans. You know, not by mouth, but by action.
I know.
You know, so based on all that you have appreciated through what is going on, I want to say thank you for taking us, for being more and more transparent to what is going on. We know that there's no fire without I said there's no smoke without fire.
Well,
you know, and we understand because everyone on their platform, is a deep thinker. You know, we all reason around things, and we know that whatever it may be, and the way you act, you know, you are a person that wants always to be transparent. I'm very careful, you know, and does their things legally, because secondly, being the country that we are, is a country that does things legally. Right. Anything that you are doing, you must do it in an appropriate
you may be doing the right
way.
thing wrongly, and there's no I don't know in their law. So if you really want to succeed at this level, of course, the Prince.
Yes, of course. So so it's a very good country that you know, rule of law works, not like zoo jungle Nigeria. Right. You know, so, we thank God for the situation. We are moving forward. Yoruba nation must come to stay. Biafra nation must come to stay. Does not matter the smoke and fire. Anyhow it is, we must keep on moving forward. Okay, that is the most. That's what I want to encourage our people, because well, tonight I know that some people are weak based on the information. Me too, somehow. I felt it, but looking at the way things are, I know what you are talking about. You know.
Yeah, you know, primarily, it doesn't make much sense, right? To open yourself to something that we may open the flood of this platform. We may open it, and within a month or two, right, we may cross a threshold of influx of a fund that number one will automatically be flagged up anyway. You know what I mean? Like, no, what's this? There are ways to do it. That's why I'm like, it's something we want to do as of yesterday, but at the same time, we should do it right. You know what I mean? Now
it's best. Honestly, it's best the way you have decided to do it is the best. To be honest with you, you know, so that when we finally kick off, you know, it will be a thing that will last for a very long time. At least our children will come and meet it.
I'm telling you, when I was talking to this team of experts earlier this morning, one of them was like, "But this is such a great idea, but there's a way we're going to tailor it, because we are starting it here in the UK. We need to put something that will make it connect the interest of the UK to it. You know, as they do their thing now. Are you giving people, are you just taking all this money and taking it to Nigeria? Now, to them, that's a red flag. We know that too. Maybe I shouldn't say that public now, right? But it's true. It's a red flag. But there's a way you go around it. When you have people here who are walking around, making sure that all our projects, all what we want to do are happening as we want them to happen. In the UK, as Yorubas, for example, right? You are contributing to the UK system here. So whatever you now do outside or after that, under that arrangement, Baba, now free pass. I won't say more, but I would rather wait too.
Exactly. Well done, Maiyegun.
Thanks.
Keep it up. I want to also let our people know that I'm one of the beneficiary of your platform. You know, and also use the opportunity to thank all the fans of MaiyegunsDiary who supported me during my video shoot last time by Janjaweed. You know, I'm also asking them to please go and subscribe to that great song.
Jejeman
on
YouTube. Yes, please. For those watching as well, take a minute, search for Prince Jejeman on YouTube, and can you please subscribe to the great stuffs there, especially that has to do with Biafra.
So that song is a song that we need to spread all about. It has a message of what is going on, and we'll share it and share it. Let Buhari see it, you know. Sort of the imposter there, you know. So let him see that song and know that yes, we are not joking. Everybody is going home, you know. Then I grab when they do. Respect, my good general.
Thank you so much, the Prince. So let me take another call. Prince Jejeman.
Respect.
We are going home. No going back. Bye. Janjaweed. We are going home. In the morning.
Hello there.
Hello, my bad man. The general himself.
Yes,
and any other general is a counterfeit.
Thank you, sir.
Leila, sister, me come there.
All everybody.
Adúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run bàbá, adúpẹ́. Mo ń try láti pè wọlé láti some days back. Mo ní pé lot of people náà ń pè wọlé. So first, màá kọ́ appreciate yín fún gbogbo iṣẹ́ yín. Nítorí ẹni tó bá ń fi ti ara ẹ̀ lẹ̀ tó gbọ́ tẹni ẹlẹ́ni kò lè yá àwọn èèyàn wa. Wọ́n ní pé iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú family nílùú òyìnbó tí ó gbájọ wà kò easy rárá. Kéèyàn tó máa fi time lẹ̀ láti máa lè ṣerú nǹkan tẹ̀ ń ṣe. Èmi appreciate ju any other thing anybody bá ń sọ lọ. And mo mọ̀ pé lágbára Ọlọ́run ire òun gbogbo ajá sí àmì ṣe lásán. First, nípa ọ̀rọ̀ referendum àti àwọn ọ̀dà ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀ ń sọ ní ṣèjẹta àbíjọ̀wò. Akọ̀ntẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí akọ̀ntẹ̀ láti jẹ́ kó yé àwọn èèyàn wa ni wípé kò sí bí a ṣe fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation láì sí referendum. Anybody má tàn anybody, bàbá. Even though ẹni tí ò kàwé gan mọ̀ wípé kò possible. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí brother mi Ahmed bó ṣe analysis yẹn, ó dùn mí pé mi ráyè pé wọlé ń jọ àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ gan tó fẹ́ pé wọlé.
Inú bí warm lálẹ́ enjoy everybody ló wà.
Yes.
I want to, you know.
Yes. Please everybody high gan. Mo understand. But ṣẹ́rí níbi tí a bá ti ń ṣe irú nǹkan báyìí, àwọn a máa disagree láti agree náà ni. Òun ṣe gbogbo wa náà ló máa yé ń pé ẹ wá nǹkan tá à ń sọ pé à ń jà fún yìí kò ń ṣe nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ ọ̀la tó máa mọ̀ yìí. Àwọn kan ti ń jà fún kinní náà tẹ́lẹ̀. Téèyàn bá sọ pé between let's say about 3-4 years ago wọ́n tún mú kinní jáde again nípò tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lọ báyìí kò sẹ́nìbọ̀ tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. So nítorí ẹ̀ mo rọ àwọn èèyàn wa tó máa ń gbọ́ wa gbogbo àwa tá a wà lórí platform Maiyegun Politico Diary ká ṣe sùúrù ká continue láti máa create awareness fáwọn èèyàn wa. Kò sígbà tá à ní gbà a máa gbà á but a lè gba Yorùbá nation láì ṣe referendum kò possible ká má tanra wa. 5 million petition fine achieve but at the same time òun kọ́ ló máa gba Yorùbá nation fún wa. That is contribution tèmi ní area yẹn torí mi lè ráì pé wọlé.
Bọ̀kọ́ tí mo learn ṣé kí n sọ̀kọ́ tí mo learn fún yín mo ti learn ní ìsìn gbà pé if I speak my own mind bá somebody ti tọ̀dọ̀ mi right sometimes ó better kéèyàn jẹ́ kí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation and the position of a referendum or not yẹn ó better kéèyàn ó jẹ́ kẹ́yẹ àwọn èèyàn tiwa náà kọ́ make position wọn nù. So yeah ẹlòmíì máa react sí nǹkan tẹ́yìn náà sọ yẹn o you know that.
Yes, mo mọ̀. A lot of people máa react mo mọ̀. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yé mo understand.
Thank you so much.
Ní area yẹn.
Something else too. Yeah, go on, sir.
Yeah, lórí ti àwọn Nigerian actors and actresses. Kẹ́rẹ́ àwọn wọ́n á jẹ breakfast, wọ́n á jẹ brunch, wọ́n á jẹ ẹ̀wọ̀n pé ní nǹkan tó máa ń pè ní brunch níbí.
Brunch ni tó ẹ bá mi sọ fún wọn brunch.
Brunch ni téèyàn bá jẹun àárọ̀ tó jẹ tàárọ̀ papọ̀ mọ́.
Papọ̀ mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán yẹn.
Brunch wọ́n á jẹ brunch wọn wọ́n á tún wá jẹ dinner wọn. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yé yín. Nítorí nígbà tí èèyàn kan bá sọ pé nítorí ìyàwó Tinubu ó fún òun ní opportunity láti lọ gba medical treatment l'Amẹ́ríkà tí wọ́n bá ṣe ètò ìlera tó dá Nàìjíríà ṣó yẹ kóun depend lórí ìyàwó Tinubu. How many Yorùbá actors, Igbo actors tó ti kú dànù tí wọ́n ní opportunity
láti lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà bí lọ sí London.
Apart from what lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà tí wọ́n ní opportunity tí wọ́n ní communication pẹ̀lú any politician tó lè take care medical bills wọn. Àìmọye tó ti kú dànù tí wọ́n ló ń kà. Ṣẹ́rí táwọn yẹn bàbá mi ẹrú rẹ̀ ìtì ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ní kò tó nǹkan tá à ń yàdá bẹ́ elébi ni gbogbo wọn. Alátẹnujẹ ni wọ́n látẹnujẹ elébi ni wọ́n. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fẹ́ lómi láyé kó pọ̀ ọlẹ́ bàbá mi ẹrú. Ọlọ́run máa
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So my caller is talking about the Yoruba, self-determination referendum, and he said we will need that. The awareness we are doing right now is so great. We should continue that, but we won't get Yoruba nation with that referendum. That's his position. In case if you didn't understand him, if you don't understand the Yoruba there, I have another caller. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
It's amazing, but I eventually got through today.
Yeah, it's always a first time, sir. So well, I'm happy to have you.
All right. My name is Ido, and I'm calling from the state.
ID from the state, sir. Everybody can hear you, sir.
Good. You are doing a good job. Yes. Wọ́n ṣe gbogbo view yín náà ni máa agree pẹ̀lú.
They might agree pẹ̀lú, right?
But so it's not all your view. In fact, there has been times here where test pay. Oh, this guy is a scammer. I'm just being sincere with you.
No, I mean it's expected. That's why I always say that people shouldn't they should they should manage their expectation of me, because sometimes I may wake up tomorrow, me that made you so kind of I love this guy. Yes, I may come up with a topic tomorrow, and you'll be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And I will still deliver it passionately. And you'll be wondering, why is he so passionate about this thing? I need to call him. I said, manage your expectation of me. One thing is that whatever I do, I'm doing from the background of my conviction and understanding. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. I'm right all the time. No, I don't see myself as that. So you are free, sir.
Thank you.
I love that. Go on.
Thank you for that. Now, Chetiri, regarding Atolaya, I think he's not out of his right. It is within his right to want to support his benefactor. So, in my own opinion, it's not out of place. And any other actor that support the ambition, yes, they have the right. It's their right. It's whatever. So, but the Kotoba Winekaluku ni Koshi, but everybody might be faster. Agitation, getting a nation cannot be done on social media. You are doing your beats. I also have to do my beats wherever I find myself, wherever outside the country, within the country. I also have to do my beats. But what I know is that we have to do a little more if we want to get that country out of the hands of these monsters. Among the monsters, there are family members too. I was talking to my siblings some time ago here in the States, and I told them that eventually, if any of them are supposed to live in Nigeria, maybe Morocco suffer when you come out because of our generation. We have been
their view about that Nigeria. When you have sat with your mates, siblings before, and they have that conversation, and they say, I'm going to be a governor. Even you yourself will be like, and personally, you'll be like, no, man, I don't need a vision for Nigeria.
Thank you. In fact, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So a lot of hypocrites. Let me use religious term. A lot of hypocrites. So our generation, at least I'm in my late 40s, our generation.
Yours is before mine. I don't know how I'm going to feel like when I get to your age. It's going to probably be, I don't know. Sir, go on.
I don't know. So, and the older generation have been so corrupted that I don't know if we can get anyone in our generation to manage so sanitize the union. Right? So we have to start somewhere. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm ready to support whatever cause that will lead to the disintegration of that state, that country. But for now, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I don't even believe that I can sanitize it if I have the opportunity.
I know.
Because they have been so
let me put something before you, right? I keep telling people, I said, I am not an expert in gauging people's minds, but sometimes I realize that, and I've said it many times on MaiyegundsDiary Politico, that if you pay attention very well, there are many people who currently support that Nigeria should break up. For example, in this 2022, that as recent as 2021, they didn't believe that Nigeria should break up. Do you get that now? People who are like, they have been hearing about break up for years now, but they don't believe in it or anything. As recent as 2021, last year. But there are always things that will bring you to that close to it that Nigeria would do. That you begin to tell yourself that, man, I don't think this country will actually survive. Like you'll be telling yourself, that is you coming closer and closer. You see, you are on this fence right now because, yeah, the whole thing is not so clear. But guess what, sir? You are going to come down from that fence soon. Like everyone else who has come down from that fence and saw that, you know what? There's no point in thinking maybe it's going to change. There's no sign, right? And we'll take our time. You get us, sir? So that, like you said, we should do my part. You should do your part, of course. But Nigeria will make you want it eventually. It's just a matter of time. The disappointment,
thank you very much.
The old shenanigans, the whole thing, right? Now that with the old killings and all of that, something is going to hit you too. Like many people still watching me right now who believe that is all talk, no action, this and that. Something Nigeria will do or something will happen, maybe not to you directly, you will hit that point and you'll be like, Omo, well, it's no longer about talking about Nigeria will not work. Oh, I should do my best to help them break it down, to save lives. That journey is where we are going to now, sir. I believe, I don't know if I'm right or wrong again, right? So, how you doing?
Thank you for giving me the platform to express my view.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'll take another one just before we go. Okay. So, again, the concepts of saying we don't want to be part of something anymore, and that's the concept of we need a procedure, a process to ensure that we can do that peacefully without all this bloodshed, right? They are all legitimate. And Nigeria is a place that will always make that demand a legitimate one every now and then. Even if you think they could turn a bend and surprise us, which is what Obedience and the movement seems to be proposing to us. We will surprise you. We will shock you. We will defeat PDP APC. Peter Obi is going to say, oh yeah, surprise us. Hello. Oh, I didn't take that. I'll take it now. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
Wow, we since you are last 3 days, so we don't get we not but my Nollywood. Thank God most of us will programming. Let me put it that way at the Western countries like England. So we know what happens there. So that these people have right to support any candidate they so wish. It's wrong.
The last time, chance in one new.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Though they have the right. See, if you're a public figure, your right are ruled by morality.
But that's
you
understand. Like the moral part of it, you know.
Or the moral part of it, exactly. Let me put it. Yeah. You see, this is how societies are regulated. You know, there are times you say, who regulates the regulator? You understand? We can even talk about citizens' arrest sometimes. You are not a policeman, but if you see somebody doing something wrong, you assume that status because it is for the betterment of the whole society. So these people, they are celebrity. That is why when they do some things, now Maiyegun, in any other person, the celebrity bashe, the judgment, goes extra. That why now?
Because of the effects, because
it is exactly because of the status. Exactly. So that is why most times they have to play neutral when I'm going to go judge, and that is where we all have problems with. It's not as if people don't know that they have that right to support whoever they so wish.
Morally wrong.
But it's just because we want them to support people we feel that they are right to support. And when they will be there at any point in time when these people do the wrong things to checkmate them, to call them out. You understand? Meloninu, our few sort of the answer. Didn't allow to criticize our 1 year or even the public. This is his political party. Look at the comment of Tinubu. These people were not coming out. So anyway, that is where they have this right and some responsibility and morality. Exactly. So that is where the problem is with them.
That is beyond saying is my right. I have the right.
Exactly, you get it. You get it. Another person can say it's my right. You get another person can say it's my right. Okay, let's take this analogy. See, ordinary person by the street, you just look at them as street fighters. But imagine when Ogogo went on the street and fought.
It became news.
Look at how it became. You understand? So this is the perspective I want people to start looking at this one. Okay. So that is that about them. We know they are doing a wrong thing, and that's why you see a lot of them coming to the media to start, letting us understand why they are doing it. Exactly. So it is wrong. They know it. They know it. Before now, democracy better than Nigeria. Talo criticized or maybe they were advertising all these people. Until we now saw that people. So why would you still stay? To continue to promote them. I don't want to take too much time. So let's leave that one so that everybody can understand what has been said about that.
I actually love the way you put it. That yes, they have the right, is their right, like everyone else.
Yeah.
Or is it morally right? Compared to why people are responding the way they did. And it makes a lot of sense, I have to say. The second one.
Okay, now we go to the issue of declaration of Yoruba nation. Right. To be honest, you have your point. To be honest, you have your point. There's no doubt. All right? But the truth is, most times we compare situations that are not really related. It's not our fault. It's because of limited information. Okay? If Baba Kitoye, Professor Kitoye is coming out to say we're going to declare Yoruba nation, they have their information, they have their fact to say it. Even though Bubuwa or some of us know that Toba declare, we're supposed to declare Umadogun. And that is the aspect. It needs a bit of objection. Let me put it that way. Okay, the question will be yes or no.
That's true.
Or yes and no. Because this is the reason Timothy Sobe. Yoruba ti jawon ogun kan sẹ́yìn. If taba sọ pé bóyá kò ṣàmú sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ogun àwọn ọlọ́dẹ ogun igbó olúmọlẹ̀. That's not what I'm saying. Àti gbọ́ pé Yorùbá people exactly so àti gbọ́ pé àwọn Yorùbá ti bá àwọn military jà ní Nàìjíríà àti mọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n lọ import anything. All right? So people should not create that fear. The only aspect that they create fear is, are those people going to support? Are they in support of what is going to happen? Okay. So Tabadewo, to me, is getting clearer. That is okay. Nobody will overrun Yoruba. We should, even though I believe that it might have, yes, exactly. So Iru àwọn Tinubu only lower the statement, there's no doubt, because I know Oni might not be 100%, speaking that. So that one I will not dispute. Okay? But now, the truth is, Taba declare. I don't want us to start, because the reason I don't want us to start putting doubt in mind again in people, because I want you already gone in low imbo. So yẹ kó wà nínú àwọn military kìíní wọn níbi ìgbà wọn ready láti lọlé tó bá ti dójú ẹ̀. So you have your point, to be honest.
Some of them who have been in touch as well, like in their own ways that they are not happy. Bí ọ̀rọ̀ pé gbọ́ news yìí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wáyé, so they are like put resources together ká lọ.
Àwa kankan wò pé look a lè kàn sáré ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀rọ ló máa gbẹ́rù ẹ̀ níbi tó ti wúwo kí àwọn ẹlòmíì tó kọ́ tó bá fọwọ́ kùn. So àwọn olè wà níbi ìgbà ká máa pawó ká máa wò pé kíní ká wà ní convos zone. Kẹ́yìn tí a rí pé nǹkan ń ṣe ta rẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín, kẹ́yìn dákẹ́ kẹ́ máa wò. But tẹ́yìn náà tó bá ti di gbàgbós, àwọn kan náà ojú wọn ò ní gbà náà. Tẹ́ bá ti react tó ta ni pé kíní ti ń lọ. Look at Ukrainian war and Russian war now. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn tó wà on ground ló fi di pé àwọn kan wá láti from all over the world láti wá join. So that's the way it happens. Go see two ways about it. Lè wà nínú ilé kẹ́ bá sọ pé àwọn kan wà ń ta, so kéèyàn kan fi iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lẹ̀ kó fi gbádùn tó kó kàn máa bọ̀ àsáré kó kàn àkẹ́yìn kan dẹ̀ fi máa sùn kẹ́ máa jẹun kẹ́ máa sùn pẹ̀lú ìyàwó. You understand those kind of things. So anyway, the reason I'm making this point is I don't want us to downplay what these people are doing, and I don't want to. We are getting to a critical point. the government of Nigeria is feeling it. And we should not be myopic in our analysis of Nigerian situation. You understand? And last time, I think I saw that on Koiki's show, when, or I don't know, I saw it somewhere when this British representative went to Benue. You see, that speaks volume. And the governor of that state said that they have option of buying weapons to mash all these people coming to invade their land. The government made that statement, but I read a bit more meaning to it, that these people already have those weapons. Possibly. And the British, you see, these Western countries, they are far ahead of us of the situation. But that they are not, look at, go on, what's it called now, Canada's website. They are telling you that the situation is unpredictable. So they are discouraging people from going there. They know. They know.
Thank you so much.
Emma, they can't bear much. If they want to declare, let them declare.
And go for it.
So bad daru. People in my dash. The referendum, and I want to talk about what, because I monitor sometimes when I'm opportune to listen to the program. In Kotawa Yorubas, so I don't forget easily. So tell me about to play again. To contradict in so I'll look at contradict that. So this will bring me to yourself and Princess. You said that day, everybody said, look, we cannot hand over this baton to our children because this is the Indomie generation and they're going to be able to do what we can do. We shouldn't forget that when we might have new points, new ideas that make us feel like, the way we were thinking yesterday was wrong. But at the end of the day, we should not forget everything about what we thought yesterday so that, we are not oblivious of what we are supposed to do or taking the right decision today. So our children, body of handing over this situation to, we need to consider that as well. So then also, let me take the last cycle. I'm sorry, it's just going to be like less than 1 minute. No, she said she compared. I'm so sorry. She compared somewhere in Ijebu, somewhere in Ogun State or Ijebu, to a place in the US. So we should not forget about all of these things. So we should not forget about this. So declaration without referendum is still possible in that country. Thank you, Maiyegun. And the situation about Nigeria is different from other countries. So I want us to not forget about this point. Thank you so much. Do exactly. Thank you so much.
Let me
have a good night.
Bye. Oh, did I just miss that? Okay. Sorry, there's somebody who has been on that line, and we are coming close to the end of the conversation, by the way, but I'll take this. Hello there. Hang on. Hello. I believe I've taken that call, but I don't know, connection or something. Hello. No. Okay, I'll take another one. For some reason that call somehow. Hello.
Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir.
God bless you, my brother. My name is Tunde and I'm calling from Texas.
Tunde from Texas. Good to have you, sir.
Every time, man, try, but I won't be able to get through. Exactly. Just like
so yeah, go on.
Yes, just like the previous caller before this last caller said about the celebrities. They have a right, but at the same time, they need to look at things holistically. That is why people are talking. That if somebody helps you as an individual, they help you because the system is a failed one. And there is no evidence that they are doing anything that will make the system to help other people that are not as privileged as you. Many people are dying, so you are able to tell us that they were able to help you. So you have a right. But if you look at it holistically, and you look at your reputation in a society where the majority does not have access to the privilege you have, then it will rather be better for you to keep quiet and then continue to say you support them to them. instead of you just coming out, because it does more damage to the society than it does to the individual. So they were not looking at it like that. And on the other hand, I want to also chip in quickly, because I know that your time is where people are taking a lot of time.
Close, I know. But, I mean, feel free, speak your mind. When we are almost out, remind you, sir. Go on.
The other part I want to talk about is the issue of referendum, and I also tried to call on that day. On MaiyegunDiary Politico, we have always tried to work out strategies. We have always adopted areas where we can touch the lives of our people, where they can voluntarily know what is in this thing for them. So, and I think that strategy has been very complementary to whatever anybody else has been doing. So one thing that I want us to avoid on this platform is arguments as to, especially that has to do when it has to do with what others are doing. Because in the first instance, I appreciate you so much that you have people that are working with you behind the scenes. And when you have gotten to a level where you can bring it out, you show it to all of us. But there are certain levels where you don't show it to all of us until you are very comfortable with what you are building behind the scenes.
That's right.
So, and I want to believe that some other groups might be doing that. So if we look at it as, if there's no way we can do it without going through referendum, let us continue to channel our own energy in our own strategy. They are going to be complementary.
Eventually.
Because if they try that and that doesn't work, our own will work. If their own work, we will also be there. All we want is that at the end of the day, we all want to get to Yoruba nation. We are tired of Nigeria. That is the bottom line. So we shouldn't just yes, it is good for us to disagree and agree, but I want to believe that this platform is for intellectual discourse. Right. It shouldn't be a thing that should tear us apart.
We shouldn't be dragging so much things at once.
Exactly.
We should remain clearer and consistent with whatever we are doing. So I agree with you, sir.
Exactly, because some people will attach emotions and we look at it and look, we are trying to run down what some other people are doing.
Yes,
and that's just what I want to say.
Sometimes when we talk about these things, right? Some people feels like they are being called out or challenged, and sometimes are being probably questioned of what they are doing, which unfortunately most of the time is not. But again, like you said, I am personally actually going to like I said, concentrate on what we are building, which is a direct impact on the people that we are talking about.
Exactly.
Let those who want to discuss referendum, those who want to discuss this or that, or declaration and the rest of them, let them continue to do what they are doing. You know what I mean now? And we continue our own enlightenment as we do. There's no force, I believe.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Maiyegun. They're doing a great job. God bless you.
God bless you too. Let me take one more, and I don't know. Let me check my time. So I think I can still do 3 minutes or 4 minutes. But I have somebody here. Hello.
Hello. Guten Abend.
Guten Abend. How are you doing, Baba?
I do. Clement from Stuttgart. I'm doing great. About it.
It's good to have you again. So yeah, how are you?
Yeah, that is the other day, started from our conversation. It was just a normal conversation. It wasn't an argument that people thought it was.
I said, get used to it. Sometimes it works so smoothly, and then people can feel like we are just saying yes here and there. And sometimes we can get so hot. And you'll be like, am I the issue? Am I the issue? Calm down, issue. Issue go my lecture.
Issue
Go on, Baba.
The basic fact is just that, how do I say it? Even on that day, you said, So, your teeth might bite off your tongues. That's normal sometimes, And for me personally, I enjoyed the discussion. It was educative. We went so deep inside it. You know, so sometimes, in your Mawu, be our OAU boy, we've been doing this for years, right?
And you have to be like so kind of competitive in your position, because whatever you think you know, somebody else is going to tell you they know others as well, and then you have to probably just give it out. So I know hard feelings. I'm such person too.
Yeah. But not until you cut me off the line.
Boy, it was all the time. We're like going repetitively. You may not observe that, right? We're like going in circle and we're repeating ourselves. That's why I'm like, I've been like, you know what, Clemo, we'll talk again. Clemo, you know what, later.
No, man.
Say something, I will hold back. I'll be like, no.
Yeah.
But I apologize if that makes you feel like I cut you up. But
no. It's not.
I was like that.
Yeah. The fact is just that, me personally, I agree with referendum. Let's be honest. I really agree with that. To be honest, in a more enlightened, first-class country, referendum is the normal process, like they did UK and EU. But, my own thought, to be honest, was just like, Professor Akitoye talked about this specifically in one of his programs with Ninas. And he expatiated even much more further in another program, And he said it all. Maybe some of our guys, people listening, should just try or take a few bits of their time before they sleep tonight. Just write it, Professor Akitoye explanation on referendum. Then we will have a clear view of what's going. I mean, on that program, he talked about referendum was even the suggestion from the UN. Was the main thing, but it was then like a setup from the present government that they said no, referendum wouldn't work. I mean, the federal government said they want referendum, but it wouldn't work under this corrupt system. Referendum in itself, the definition, we all know it. I don't need to be quoting that we are all educated here. So now, in itself, is the normal process, let's be honest. But because of the corrupt system, whereby elections don't vote, the voters, the election doesn't count. We saw it in the case of Abiola. He won. They did not give it to him, and that was why they now suggested recognition. But for me, either way, in God's sake, is get our Yoruba freedom. And we shouldn't have high hopes to talk about it, which is absolutely true. We shouldn't have any high hopes.
I think that's one other thing I said, and I was reading comment after. I said, you see, I am not saying that we shouldn't have hope. Hope is great. In fact, talking about it right now is hope. And we should not stop our people from hoping that it's possible, it's doable. You know what I mean now? What I was saying then was that when we begin to time their hope, if it doesn't happen, they will question it. And if you keep changing, you'll be forced to change it if it doesn't happen. And that will wane their belief. That's why I said that we should manage their hope. I think some people didn't get that day as well, because some felt like, are you trying to discourage our people? Are you saying we should not be hopeful? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to repeat myself.
It was a tense debate. It was a debate for him. That was no argument. No. It was just a debate. And I enjoyed it. So, yeah, that's great. I mean, we keep on doing what we have to do to realize our country, whichever way it takes. Well, the great happiness and joy for our kids, both born and unborn, is right? So, keep doing what you got to do. Everybody will also keep contributing in their own little ways. And, about the celebrities in Nigeria, they've always been like that. This will be the first time, right? So, we shouldn't expect too much from them. When someone is hungry, it's extremely hard to think, I wish you a good night, Maiyegun. Have a nice day.
For dropping by. Anyway, tomorrow is another day. You should have a good one, yourself, Papa. Cheers, man. So I should take one and then I'll call it a night with my time. I have, I shouldn't take this, but I've already taken it. Hello there.
Cheers. Hello, Maiyegun.
I am fine, though. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I did. Larry on the line, man.
Larry.
Yes, sir. Glad that Clement actually called in.
Of the Temple of Truth. I like your logic. So you're back.
The thing is, you know, it's a meaning way. Sorry, you can say so to Sosi, but for me, I'll just say this. To be honest, the way I see things, I have never told you, bye. Because if we are in a normal country that you know that actually respects the rule of law, then we can be talking about this. So many things have happened in that country that one can feel like and my day back when you're my kini gbogbo ele díẹ̀ ló ń ṣe títí wọ́n gbéra wọn sí everywhere you know all these things okay sìn báwo la yẹ fẹ́ sọ pókì referendum nígbà tó yẹ pé ìlú wa gan wọ́n kàn sọ ni like I said it's just a message but yeah everybody has the right but in their heart they know pé láíláí kò ní ṣe é because àwọn mọ̀ pé yes àwọn mọ̀ pé táwọn máa ti fi lè gbà fún wa pé ká gọ́vọ̀nà ara wa díẹ̀ okay tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ gba referendum ṣé bóyá kán ti gba kinní táwọn kinní ti ń pariwo látọjọ́ yìí kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀ sáyé rán mi létí restructuring God bless you ṣé bóyá kán ti gbà but they know that it is not they are never going to win at all when it comes to restructuring and later on restructuring definitely will talk to referendum.
When I was reading about it, sir, restructuring is actually like a breaking up of Nigeria because it simply says the North should be in the North and handle their affairs, the South and East and everybody should stay on their own. And that is like
now you get it.
So it's not going to happen.
So if they are so adamant and they are saying then what do you want us to do? I want people you put you alone house or put you alone everywhere. Everywhere. So how do you want us to do it? We're talking about referendum. Everybody in their right senses knows, yes, this should have been the best way. You understand? But these people know that accept the referendum by lose out. Accept the restructuring by lose out. Guess what and why? It is because in the Yoruba they want to get, in the Igbo they want to get. And tell otherwise then power. That is it. And tell otherwise then power. Is that not madness? And just one thing go to what I say. Ọ̀gbẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tí yín ọ̀dọ̀ tí wá wà òkè ẹ sọ pé census o ẹ̀yin lẹ pọ̀ jù ẹ mú gbogbo Nàìjíríà ẹ gé almost gbogbo ọ̀dọ̀ yín àti ibi tí ò ń sọ̀rọ̀ yín àti ilẹ̀ míì ọmọ àlè máa wọ ọmọ àlè náà ṣèbí wọ́n ní pé tìlú bá ń tòrò ọmọ àlè inú ẹ̀ kò tí dàgbà ni òun kọ́ ló ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí sì ni wọ́n kọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà so nísìsiyìí tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wàá tó ti fi àwọn olórí síbẹ̀ tó yẹ pé gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá tó wà ní nínú àmì wọn ti pa gbogbo wọn tó àtàwọn Ìgbò tó ti mú àwọn títẹ̀ tó tún sọ pé repentant terrorist ó yá kọ́ máa kó wọn sínú àmì ẹjọ́ báwo lẹ ṣe rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè defeat the system a lè defeat the system yìí with the law looking at the using the normal human being sense ẹ jẹ́ ká bára wa sòótọ́ o but I get what you're saying pé what are the resources ta ní. But I would like to also know one.
Sherry Larry, tabati di pé ìgbà kan máa dé o. Ìgbà kan máa dé tó yẹ pé a máa mọ̀ pé ó ti ń sìn, we go for it. But again, listening to other people lálẹ́ yìí sìn.
Yeah. The resources.
Well, jẹ́ ká agree pé bóyá àwọn nǹkan táwa gan rò pé kò tí ì sìn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Bóyá wọ́n tẹ̀ ti wà gan. Táwa torí pàwọ̀ láti sáà mọ̀ sí. So ó bẹ́tà kí
orí ẹ pé bàbá mi.
So I agree.
Bàbá mi. If you go back to that Friday's conversation, last caller, no, you could remember I said, I want to talk in combine. And to talk in combine. Told them for go Barry. You know, I said something like that. That same thing. But only 10 years, go to talk and he said, you spoke for me. So let us wait and see. I was the same person that said, do we even know if they are sat down with? You remember that same Friday? I was like, what is in it for us? You know, I don't always forget, most of my conversations like that, but like I said, that's the same thing most of Friday,
àwọn èèyàn náà tó wá ń rọra ń gbéyẹ̀wò yìí sí pé àwọn tó sọ pé báyà sámọ́ resources tán ni àmọ́ náà àbí wọn and really Maiyegun, let's be honest with ourselves our Yorùbá fẹ́ honesty transparency and everything but there are some cases tó yẹ pé when it comes to war and tactics you don't just come out and say your tactics out and say by machine then you have already left the whole thing out to your enemies, you know. So ariwo táwọn Yorùbá ń pa lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́mẹ̀ wá pé àmàṣe báyìí ni àwọn ìpín náà ti mọ̀ pé nǹkan tẹ́ ń gbójúlé òkú náà ni ó yà àwọn náà máa lọ sí ibò. So ká pẹ́ inú dákẹ́ òkè báyìí la máa ṣe Thomas storm káwọn náà bá pé àpàtà làwa náà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ti láìkẹ́ nìyẹn ká má pariwo mọ́. Ó yá
ṣe mọ́ ẹ̀ tẹ̀ máa ṣe fún mi sìn mo fẹ́ kí ẹ bá mi sọ fún because èmi sìn yín o ká gbà pé ibi tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ next sí gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló gbogbo alámọ̀ tán ó ti ẹ̀ bá wọn kó wà tó yẹ pé ṣóye yín sìn náà mo fẹ́ kí bá mi sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé tó bá ti pè sórí MaiyegunsDiary Politico kójọ kan yé béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pé ìgbà wo la máa ṣe báyìí àbí torí mi ò ní ẹni nǹkan kọ́lẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ fún wọn ṣẹgẹ́ ẹ̀ sìn so mo náà yọ̀ bá kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi ń bí okay ẹ má worry èmi ni mi ò ní máa dáhùn mọ́ then I think it will be easier than
no. See, everybody on.
Larry, ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan. Gbogbo àná là ń gbọ́n bí. Ẹlòmí àmú fóònù sí. Wo Maiyegun all this talk. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí petition wa ta sign náà? Kí ló ń ṣe? Tí n bá dẹ̀ dáhùn. Ọmọ kóòtù mi o. Èmi ò mọ ọkọ tó yóò ti yẹyẹ sí. Maiyegun sọ pé kò sí ọdún kan pẹ̀lú all that stuff yẹn.
No. Anybody. Everybody on this platform. Okay, I'll just.
Yeah, a bit clear ara mi. The only thing I have to do is a project that has to do with, getting closer to the people there and the rest of that. So, there's no point. Can anybody was sorry MaiyegunsDiary Politico? Kwa ma bere. Àwọn committee mi go to e mo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Maybe it's about trying.
Yeah.
I get to see. There will be no reason because I want to share quantity one. Wọ́n lè má dàbí irú Maiyegun tó fẹ́ check everybody mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Nǹkan tèmi dẹ̀ ń share body ló mọ̀ ń sìn pé nǹkan báyìí mo fẹ́ ṣàtì that. So anybody má wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi mọ̀ pé Maiyegun kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nípa nǹkan báyìí and all that yẹn. Tẹ́ bá lè bá mi sọ in your own language o bóyá ó lè help. But me from to once.
Yeah, make a kukuma use broken English because now broken English everybody understand for Nigeria. Okay. And I would even suggest the broken English will be part of our language, maybe the third language or the second language by the time we get our Odua nation because it is widely known in the whole of the Yoruba land and in fact in Nigeria. But anyway, I bet my people, I bet men I understand something. See, as Maiyegun did so, Maiyegun na person to say him, but the only thing where Maiyegun dey after and just the well-being of everybody. He no want make anybody lose or this or that. I know be say Maiyegun no want, I be no understand say something will happen. But Maiyegun in his own, everybody get his own way of doing things. Yeah, like him, they always talk. Maiyegun way.
They do their thing as usual. Yeah.
Exactly. Maiyegun way now say, and I want money for 3 bags of sugar because of this thing where they go on to my people I beg go more buy 3 bags of sugar for these people. Then I will not make them hungry. Now him be Maiyegun horn where Maiyegun on the where in day for the bag. Say if not say make anything no happen, but in home be say in day to support anything. Both legally, financially, morally, and otherwise. More just put on like that. Spiritually, everything.
Larry, you're supposed to join us.
Maiyegun
is easier. Larry, I like it that way. Me is to support everyone, not to compete with anyone. And wherever I'm supposed to support, I am always going to be ready to do that anytime, any day. So
yes, any day, anytime. If they're talking about 3 bags of rice. Say something don't happen for Igbo land, na 3 bags of rice they need. Maiyegun day down, make it just talk say my people more contribute money, more give them 3 bags of rice. If they talk say na 3 bags of rice they need for Odua land, and that thing is on the hot to Maiyegun go say I bet my people men are come together, more contribute money, more buy 3 bags of rice for exactly. So my people men I know they disturb Maiyegun say wetin they go on underground because if na the answer wetin they go on underground, they set them up. Man, I know they set my ego off. Say what did they go on the ground?
No.
This are war.
No, the thing be this. My answers.
You understand?
My answers sometimes they go well with a lot of people, and it kind of are too blunt. There are people who now say you shouldn't have said that in public. I'm like, if I tell you waiting, I know. Some of you don't go even like this whole thing again, right? But again, it better me ask me waiting, I know. When it comes to area where you feel like you rather keep them, may they not to tell you too much. Yeah, they talk. I know they open my mouth. I talk about everything, anything. So if you want answer where it has to do with something we're not supposed to be public, no, they ask me, please. Or else I will tell you.
Exactly. And coming to that, I don't talk about that actor and all those actors and actresses. They know the human being. Because now, like I said, pot is calling kettle black. That is what we always do in Nigeria. Now, look at that. Like, he said, where they talk rubbish from mouth. Okay, use their privilege. Many people don't talk now, but morally, it is not right for you. You just be like, say, okay, now, what do you make this lady do now? We give Obama $1 billion. We Obama take campaign. You stay up for White House for 1 day, Oprah Winfrey. You stay up for there. What's the concern now? That is, with that one, society will be say, people will get sense. All she just wants is, hey, I just want a black man to be there. Mo je fún $1 billion back. Kò sí wàhálà, máa lọ. Kò jẹ́ sọ pé òun lọ ń lọ́bì òun lọ ń ṣe bọ̀ yíyá Nàìjíríà. Ọmọ èèyàn náà máa dẹrú ẹni o. Ó máa dẹrú ẹni. So ọláìyá, all those bello, all those jide sọkọsọkọ, you will all know what they be. But I don't blame them because they be fools. You know why I thought they be fools? Then Tinubu and the family they watch and I watch their movie. Nobody the masses where they appeal now. They watch their movies. Nobody the masses they watch their movies make them be star. I mean, Tinubu make them be star. They be fools. So whatever the masses want is what the stars.
I mean, morally.
In quotes, want. Immorally, yes, of course, because whatever the masses want, when they are killing people, they are okay. The roads are not good. We don't have, and then you say Tinubu made Lagos. Who is Tinubu? Say Tinubu is what are they saying? Before even Tinubu became, when you guys are talking about this, I'm okay, Baba, but what are you saying? So please let nobody, let nobody call them sorry Yoruba. Let them just remember that it is the masses that makes them start, not Tinubu. It is the masses. And the masses are the ones that are watching their stupid videos online and blah, blah, blah.
That they are doing that publicly too. Because now the masses, they complain now. The rich ones, don't they complain?
Yes. So, I bet not gonna tell me, say, if this one can't be governor now, this Olaiya, he go away the talk nonsense from out. If he be governor, what thing he go do? He go do past Tinubu now because he don't even show up. If Ogabelo become governor, what do you think they go do? When did they become governor? What do you think they go do? Now, what thing they go do with that? Because all of them know the right, but they just lined behind the wrong. Say they don't care. So long as the wrong brings money, and that is the problem we have in Nigeria. We are not morally right anymore in Nigeria, and we have to stop that. That is the reason why we want good morals, transparency, honesty, humility to be the order of the day when we have our Odua nation, and by God's grace, my brothers in the East have their Igbo nation to Biafra nation in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Like Shefa, that's just what I'm going to say, man. Because
Larry, you did a great job tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Ordinarily, I will ask you to send your bill. Like, oh yeah, send us the bill so that we can pay. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Nothing to you, my brother. I mean, by everybody, let us all stay together. No matter what, no matter what, we all disagree to agree. That's and right. No matter what, Maiyegun, please support the movement. If Igbo calls you tomorrow and tells you blah blah blah, throw it to us because we are in support of everything they are doing.
Baba, you know now, say I've never come here to come and brag about what I could do and all of that, other than the fact that I am just a middleman where if I want to know if the people still want to, the people are still sending me or anything, I throw it open, and I always get reactions instantly. So of course, like I said earlier, I said there's no pressure, okay. Due to some of this legal advice and all of that here. And there's the better thing is that for the greater good or greater thing we want to do, it is better to always act within the ambit of their law. So I said, except something pops up that we need to do something.
Yes.
Approaches,
please don't distance yourself, please. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. Because in Qatar, we'll come diplomacy. Please. So that is just what I want us, all of us, on this platform.
Yeah, Baba Sheffield can express it. And for somebody like myself, I think I have enough to take in everybody's contribution all the time. You know, sometimes when I get to engage into the conversation even further. And sometimes I don't succeed, but most times I succeed. You know, get people to speak more.
Yeah, like most of the time, because you just say we say something. I know
the effort is trying to make them that kind of expatiate, you know, speak prouder, like go further, but it kind of leads to arguments. Well,
but for me, I will never argue with you because I know you are an intellect too. So why would I want to argue? All I'm just always going to say is, hey, let's look at from this angle, from this angle. Hey, and so say, oh my family, oh my God, oh no, what to talk my family, you're not like me. I'm a Yorubas. You know now. So to my family, to my family. Oh my God, to go do it. You understand?
She just calm down. Can't you grab me? And it's no. To buy the people of look at the party. Ah, you know the little you bet you look back.
But meanwhile, the family become.
I said 10 minutes ago, but on lyric you know.
So that's just how this life is, my brother.
Thanks,
no matter what, wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé àwọn máa wà ní lose ni ilẹ̀ wa ló ti ń jẹ́ ọ̀rá yẹn wọ́n tẹ̀ lè ever fi sílẹ̀ wọ́n lè fi sílẹ̀ that's the main thing mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn dì mọ̀ ẹni tó ti ń jẹ wàrà tí ó yẹ orí ilẹ̀ tó wá ní kókó fi ilẹ̀ tó rò bó easy ni ní South Africa àwọn òyìnbó tó jẹ wàrà tó yẹ wọn ṣé wọ́n fọwọ́ lẹ̀ easy ni they fought because even pẹ̀lú ẹjẹ́ pé South Africa jẹ́ ìlú tẹ́ pé òyìnbó kí ni kò at the end of the day kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri ẹ̀dúgbẹ́ pé wọ́n pa Mandela torí òyìnbó ló gbé sẹ́wọ̀n wo àwọn títí wa ọ̀pá Abiola torí dúdú ló gbé sẹ́wọ̀n if not Abiola bá ṣì wà láyé by now but that's just a story for another day my brother let's leave all those things. kò ń ṣe èdè lọ́sìn fi ọwọ́ alágbáwa lójú náà ẹ mú Awólọ́wọ̀ ẹ ṣe bó ṣe wù yín ẹ mú Abiola ẹ ṣe bó ṣe wù yín ẹ mú Délékè ẹ ṣe bó ṣe wù yín ẹ mú Kẹsàrí ẹ ṣe bó ṣe wù yín.
Thank you so much.
All right, Baba. Later, Jerry.
Thank you so much. Good night.
One love, Baba. One love, everybody. Clement, one love, Baba.
Thank you. So there we go. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Our time is completely spent and long spent, I would say. So thanks for spending your time with me this evening. We'll see you some other time. Odaro.
Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjọ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.